Good morning. Hey guys, I made a post about beets a little while ago, so I thought we're going to do beet juice today. But I'm actually not going to juice it, I'm going to do it all in the blender. I had a bunch of people who had reached out to me after seeing my juicings and said that they don't have a juicer, but they got a blender. Could they do juicing in a blender? Well, that answer is yes, but it is going to be different. So my juicer is going to extract the juice only, and it's going to separate the juice from the pulp. A blender is going to blend it all together, so it's going to make it completely different. But what someone can do if they want to is they can strain out the pulp. You'll have to use like a nut milk bag is going to be working the best. A strainer will only get so much. A colander definitely won't get very much because the holes are too big. And cheesecloth, I think, clogs up too easily. I don't know. You might want to look that up. But I heard that a nut milk bag is the best way to go. So we are going to be blending today for a beet juice yummy breakfast. So I've already cut the ends off of the beet. So I'm going to use one medium beet. I'm going to use a couple stalks of kale. I'm going to use one large carrot and a chunk of cucumber. I need it today, huh? And I'm going to slice up this apple. So I'm going to lay my phone down so that you can see me over here working. We're going to stick it all in the blender and kind of go from there. I'm actually thinking about doing a YouTube channel. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a YouTube channel. I really think I'd like to leave Facebook, especially now that they've sold out or whatever they did. That kind of makes me a little nervous. Nothing was ever said, and then all of a sudden, bam, hey, somebody else owns us. So I think I'll be leaving Facebook, but I still want to be able to do videos, so I may find some way to do so. Anyway, so I'm going to chop all these up. So here, hopefully you can see me okay. I'm probably going to have to end up having a cameraman. So I'm going to go ahead and use the peel of my apple, and I'm using most of the peel of my beet. So actually what I'm doing is I'm just going to take off some of the peel, but not all of it. I'm going to go ahead and use all of the peel of my cucumber. I'm going to use all of the peel of my carrot as well. So when you do your veggies, you can use the peels. You can actually use the leafy part of most of your vegetables as well. When I make some veggie broth that I use later in the week for other recipes, I use the stalk and the leaves of my celery and other things. Beets, you can do the same thing too. Peels of banana is really awesome for you as well. But today we're using these. So I'm cutting up my apple. I'm just going to cut off 4 pieces of my apple. I'll eat the rest of it here in a little while. I'm not going to use the stalk of my kale, so I'm going to go ahead and tear all the leaves off of this, and I can boil this later. I am going to use, I think I've woken my husband. I am going to cut up my carrot in some nice even chunks. Now again, we're using the blender, so I'm going to want to cut this down a little bit more. Bring this right over here. So I'm going to want to cut this down a little bit more. So you'll also want to have on hand some fresh orange juice and lime or lemon juice are the other 2 things that I'm going to be using as well. But I'm going to add those in to the blender here in a moment. So we'll want to cut these pieces up. They don't have to be teeny tiny, of course. But remember that we're going to be blending them instead of juicing them. So especially if you don't have a great blender, you're going to want to cut them up enough so that your blender can work and not burn up. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. You know, we had decided when we moved here to Costa Rica that we definitely wanted to live a Costa Rican life. We weren't going to bring American ways with us, and one thing that we wanted to make sure we were doing is eating and drinking healthy. So, you know, no more alcohol, no more garbage, no more garbage in our pantry. It's fairly easy to do, but not super easy, okay? So for those of you who have also reached out to me wanting to live a healthier lifestyle, just know that your struggles are my struggles, and if they aren't my struggles anymore, they were my struggles at one point in time. So, all right, so I've got all of my veggies cut up. I have fresh squeezed orange juice that we keep in a container. And I'm going to do a cup of fresh squeezed. Regular orange juice that you buy from the store is loaded with sugars and other ingredients that don't belong in oranges. So if you just simply go buy yourself a bag of oranges, sometimes I'll juice it by hand depending on how much. But when I use this guy, when I want to fill up this guy over here, I just put my oranges right in the juicer. And I do a little bit of peel in there as well to give it, well, a vibrancy. It also gives it a little bit more tang. And there's a lot of vitamins and nutrients in all of the peels of everything that's out there. So I'm going to do my lemon as well. Here in Costa Rica, our lemons are a little bit different looking. They're bumpy for one thing. They're kind of an orangey red in the middle, or orangey yellow, and they're green. They're not yellow. I really don't know what the difference is, but we are going to do a half of a lemon. And we always want to put our liquids in first. So that's going to be helpful. And then we want to put our more wet veggies in there first as well. So I'm just going to layer these guys in here. Just like so. I haven't used this blender yet for juicing, so we're going to test this out together. I hope this works well. Okay, so when we do start blending our vegetables, we're going to want to kind of pulse it a little bit. We're not going to want to go straight into, so we're going to want to chop some of this stuff up, let it fall, chop it up some more, and just keep pulsing. If you have a Vitamix, you've got a pusher, and you can push it all down. I'm going to go ahead and use a spoon. I'm sure that their manufacturer says not to do that, but typically, you're going to blend for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not going to leave you guys on this long, but I'm going to take a picture of the end result. But look at that vibrant color. Isn't that beautiful? That's breakfast. I may add a little bit more orange juice to it also to make it a little more juicy for us. But yeah, I'm going to blend this until it's pretty smooth. So I'll show you a picture of it later. Bye, guys.